Darby, it's 2:35 a.m.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to meditate. When my friends aren't here, I've been trying this new thing where I try to meditate because I'm hoping that maybe it'll let me still dream if I can get to like that sweet spot, but it's not working.
How many nights have you tried?
Like 15 spread out, not all consecutive because like Zlobs was here last night.
Yeah. There are headlights you see out the window. The light kind of bouncing off the trees, the siding of the next house. So even though you're sitting there with your eyes closed, you can see like that change of brightness through your eyelids. And you are aware of, a car engine, but instead of that regular Doppler effect of, car going by, the car has stopped in front of your house. It is the math wagon.
Mindy, I go to the window.
Engine is off. It is Nana Mathers, Mindy's grandmother, leaning against the hood of the car. She sees you pop your head out the window and she waves.
Should I come down? I hop down
Mm-hmm.
on the second floor.
Yep. She has her notebook. 2 weeks of meditation, huh?
2 weeks. It's day 15. Nothing.
Anything? Oh, nothing.
Nothing. If anything, it makes me feel. If anything, it makes me feel kind of worse, Nana, because I can feel. It's like there's this wall, and I can feel the dreams and the sleep and everything right up against it, trying to get in.
Okay. That is what I assumed, but this gives me another data point. You feel like they're still there.
Yeah.
What that means is that your unconscious is still active. It's just there's no pressure release in the wall.
Can I just poke a hole in it? Can I use my sword? What can I do?
Okay. She opens her notebook back up and she thinks for a moment, just a moment. And it's not because she's trying to formulate something. She has it all formulated already. She's just trying to find the delicate way to say it. I think I needed to wait until you were this desperate to propose what I'm about to propose. The entity that caused this is so powerful that I think that defeating the curse via conventional means is not possible. And so while I've been working on the conventional means, the magical, the alchemical, the scientific, I've also been trying to extrapolate out a series of events whose outcome is by no means guaranteed, but those events may give us really one chance to cure you.
What do you mean by events? Like obstacles to overcome, or do you mean like timeline things, like with Zlobs?
An event. Honestly, frankly, with very few moving parts. Assuming that no conventional means can cure you, and I'm making that assumption at this point, as I think it is safe for you to do as well.
Yes.
There are 3 options then. The first is that you learn to live with it, which I do not think is an option at all. Especially given my notes, the tenor of your voice in this very moment, and the fact that there are elements of your personality that I fear may start to change. The second is that we kill you, but just long enough to break the curse. The problem with that is, given your divinity, I don't know what will happen. It's been a while since I've killed an angel.
It's happened before?
It's happened before.
That is
you don't need to tell me about it if...
Eyes ahead right now, I think. We outlogic the curse. And she hands you a piece of paper from her notebook. It is an old clipping showing, it's a news article, 100 years old, over 100 years old, about a place called the Medford Pressed Brick Company. And the article describes a employee revolt, and it's written in the tone of, shall we say, unfriendliness to labor. In the 1870s, in this building, there was a labor revolt. It was over the length of the workday, and one of the employees, who possessed, based on the research I've done, some degree of magical acumen, made a vow that if the workers couldn't sleep, then neither could the owners.
Yeah.
The legend is, and this is all unverifiable until we get on site, anyone who spends the night there would have the ability to sleep robbed from them. Now, here's where things get a little complicated. You are already thusly afflicted, but the source of your affliction is from elsewhere. I think that this curse, should you be cursed with the same thing again, would unveil a secondary option for treatment that doesn't involve your death or your slow descent into madness.
One more based in the magic of this world.
Exactly. 2d6 plus sharp, please.
9.
Okay. Let me scroll. I have an analogy that you have unlocked with a 9.
Yeah.
It's so specific.
Nana Mathers explains this over a couple of minutes, but the gist is this. It has to do with the logic of interplanar magical spells. Her philosophy, or her hypothesis at this point, is that if you were cursed a second time, the objective of the first curse would remain in place. If the objective of the first curse was to prevent you from ever sleeping again, a second curse based in this reality would already do that. And this is what Nana Mathers kind of diagrams for you when you follow it. So this is what she says to you after she kind of diagrams it in her notebook. Imagine a delivery person showing up at your house with a package, then seeing that the package has already been delivered, and so shrugging their shoulders, turning around and driving away. It's like that, but with forces beyond human comprehension.
That makes sense. Yeah.
We replace one curse with another curse of nearly identical nature, but dramatically different in power. And that, I think, is the secret to the cure.
Yeah. And we break it.
Then we break it. There is no guarantee of success, of course, which is why I wanted to just bring this to you so you could think about it. If you want to go ahead with this option or the murder one, which I recommend less,
I don't think I want to do the murder one.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. No. A spooky night at the Medford. What was it? The script is really small.
The Medford Pressed Brick Company.
The Medford Press Brick Company. That one. Yeah. I'll do it. I'll try it. Double cursed can't be that much worse than... It seems like the worst that could happen. Double cursed. And then I can deal with that.
Well, then what you need to do is spend a night there from the evening until dawn. That should set the curse. When the curse is thusly set, come to me and we will work on the cure.
Okay. I'll do it. Nana, thank you.
Yes, sweetie. You're welcome.
I really appreciate everything you've been doing for me.
We'll get through this. And she puts a hand on your elbow and gives it a squeeze and gets back in the car.
One day she'll let me fly her home.
Yeah. Do you let the gang know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to let them know, but it's going to be tricky because Zlobs is definitely going to want to be in there.
Yeah, I definitely want to be in there.
No, Zlobs.
I definitely want to be in there. I'm going to make a giant house of bricks. I'm going to be probably throw myself through those bricks a couple times, bring a whole bunch of candy. It's going to be a great time.
Okay, but Zlobs, you can't be in there the whole night. No one else except for me can.
Is that a challenge?
It's not a challenge. I don't want Nana to have to break this curse on multiple of us.
I've been cursed with more stuff.
Zlobs.
Yeah.
I will tackle you out of the building if you try to stay there all night.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
I don't know,
Well,
Darby. It's
You don't like the idea?
it just sounds risky. I mean, like, what if it angers the inevitable?
That's an interesting point.
But
I
you know
mean-
what? I'm not the one who can't sleep, so ultimately this has to be your choice. Is Zlobs sleeping with you? Is Zlobs sleeping in that room?
Whoa.
He wants to be there, but Morgan, we can't let him be there the whole night. You all can take shifts if you want, but
Okay, I'll come and I'll make sure that he can't sleep at the place.
it's bad. Like, as much as sometimes it's really fun to have our sleepovers, our non-sleeping overs. I forget what we're calling them. As much as they're really fun, it's not good. And I think it might be even worse for a human. Brains are a little bit more, I don't want to say delicate, but like
Oh, Darcy,
delicate,
how dare you?
but also powerful, Morgan. So tomorrow night or tonight, going to Medford. I'll spend the night there, and you are all invited, but only for a few hours at a time.
Mathers?
It stands to reason that if we leave the building before the sun rises, we won't have spent the whole night in the building.
Yeah, we just can't push it too much.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I busted the door, was holding just an absolute comically large pile of snacks. I was ready for this.
Darby,
The
what's
second you
the-
sensed dangerous sleepover was in the air, the snack bag practically packed itself.
Oh yeah, and there's also like different sodas. There's like Slurge, which is like hard to find in like
Slurge.
in stores nowadays. Like it's extra caffeine. It's a horrible idea. It's like it's Mountain Dew but fermented.
Pulpier than you want it to be, but it works.
Oh, it does it.
It's real
Um,
fruit pulp though, so it's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know what fruit though.
No one
Yeah,
does.
it's always redacted. It's like made of real fruit in parentheses, just a black bar.
Some hours later, you and all of the supplies that you brought are on the Fellsway in Medford, about 2 blocks or so from the address of the Medford Pressed Brick Company. You all took Listerine, the war truck, and Nana Mathers followed you all in the math wagon. She gets out with a wrapped in cling wrap a pan of lemon loaf.
Danger lemon loaf.
I need each of you to do me a favor, just in case.
Mhm.
Each of you to, in as much detail as you can, and she hands each of you a very thick piece of paper. Describe something in the last dream you can remember, a person, a place, a thing. Whatever you can remember in great detail, I need you to write it down in as much detail as possible.
Okay.
Zlobs begins furiously writing stuff down.
In an ideal world, Darby, only your information is what I will need to break this curse. But being that all of you are who you are, if any of you happen to get stuck in there the entire night, I'm going to need something like this from you as well. All right?
Morgan, why are you rolling your eyes? Are you embarrassed by your
thinking.
dream? Oh. I think you're embarrassed by your dream.
I'm not embarrassed. Don't look.
If we're not in the building the whole night, you won't need these for anything.
Not at all.
I privately write a few words and I fold up the paper and hand it to Nana.
Do you have another page?
She, in her big notebook, she kind of flips to a manila envelope within the notebook that just has Zlobs written on it, and she pulls out another piece.
Thank you. I never knew this about me, but I have very vivid dreams. They're fun.
Do you lucid dreams, Labs, where you can like control them a little bit?
I would say most of the time, yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that.
I did learn. I always do a safety check when I'll do something really, really reckless in my dream, because that's remember how that's how I broke my left arm the 3rd time, by jumping out my window.
In your dream?
Yeah, I did not have wings. It was cool. You were outside, and I was like, "All right, I'm going to use my cool steam powered wings," and then I did not have them.
I'm glad you incorporated a safety check. It's very responsible.
I learned eventually.
I'm glad you could still bat after that.
One-handed. I did not have a lot of power.
So when all of you are done writing, Nana takes everything and tucks it away into her notebook. Mindy gives you a hug, looks at all of you and says, I'm going to go back to the house. As soon after sunrise tomorrow as you can, come to me, and we will begin what we need to do.
We'll be there, Nana.
Good night, Nana.
All right. Good luck,
Nana.
everybody. All right.
Good
Good
night.
night. And then she takes a quarter pause as if she's taken a picture of all of you with her mind, and then gets in the math wagon and drives away. The Medford Pressed Brick Company. It is an abandoned building on the Fellsway in Medford. It is a large L-shaped building surrounded by an intact but rusted fence. There are signs every few dozen feet. You can see the building, obviously, through the fence. There's this big old kind of parking lot / kind of shipping area in the middle in what is kind of like a courtyard of the L shape. But everything here, the asphalt, all of that, there's grass growing through it. It's a very thoroughly abandoned building. Despite that, it's surrounded by an intact fence. And the signs every few dozen feet say this. No trespassing due to unsafe conditions - Medford Little League.
Ooh. We probably should have told the Magnolias. Hey, Morgan,
Yeah.
you think you could call the Magnolias and tell them?
Yeah. Sorry, folks. I probably should have done something about that.
I mean, we could just go in and see what happens, but if they force me out at any point during the night,
Who do I
then it
know
was all for
on?
naught.
Who do I know on the Magnolias?
Well, you know John B. Smith, John C. Smith, and John G. Smith.
Right. I'm gonna call John G. Smith.
Mm.
We talked a couple of days ago.
Boop. Hey, Morgan, this is G.
Hey, G. It's Morgan.
Yeah. Did you find your sneakers?
I did.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to return them. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's all right. Anyway, what's up?
So, G. All right. So you know the Medford brick flatting company? Brick.
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 Hold on.
Okay.
He switches you to speaker and tap on his phone. Oh, yeah, Site 15. Yeah, I'm scheduled to do a bicycle buy there tomorrow.
Oh, what time?
Just after dawn, I think. No, I should be specific. 7:30 a.m. Why do you ask?
Listen, G, we're trying to break a curse. It's not
Congrats.
official
Which one?
You know, our angel on our Blittle League team.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a curse where she can't sleep, so we're trying to supplement it with the curse from the building.
Oh, I didn't know that place was cursed like that.
Oh, that wasn't public knowledge. Oh, well.
Well, no, we guard it because of the stuff inside. But
What's
apparently,
up?
there's also a curse. Thank you for letting me know. I'll put it in the text thread.
I do want to point out that this is a team of clones, right, John?
Yeah, they're all clones.
Well, G, if you don't mind putting it in the text thread, if you'll see a couple of, I don't know, kids hanging around that building, maybe give them a pass or let us watch it for the night.
Little League business?
Nope, but it is.
I'm a
People
Blittle
who
League
are-
more.
Is technically not Little League business.
I'm just going to go ahead and write Little League business.
I didn't tell you that, but okay.
You didn't need to tell me at all, Woodstock. All right, I'll see you and your family for brunch next week.
All right, and 1 second, Zlobs, what?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Is
rose your
Large
hand.
is Larjo there?
Is Larjo there?
Hold on. Yeah, he's outside.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay, yeah, that's all Zlobs wanted to know. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, G.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thanks, Morgan.
Okay, let's get in there.
Yep. Fence is rusty and pointy and topped with not necessarily prison level barbed wire, but essentially kind of a thin chain of razor wire. So
How close is it to the building? Like, is there a gap between the fence and the building?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah. If you imagine if the fence is a square about this big, the building is like an L shape right in it, like
Right.
that.
Okay.
It's kind of surrounded by kind of roads and loading docks and a couple of outbuildings. Yeah.
Okay. Who wants first ride up? I can just fly everybody over.
Gotcha. That is not a problem. So
I'll
yeah,
take the snack second.
Yep.
Zlobs.
Morgan first, Snack second, and then Zlobs and Mindy after. Sun is kind of hanging low in the sky. All of you have the exact time of sunset on either your watch or a stopwatch or your smartphone or however you're keeping track. And you've got 40 some odd minutes to get into the building.
Easy.
Yeah, there's things that you've not asked. Whoever's feeling lucky, give me a 2d6 plus sharp.
I can do that.
All right.
12.
Okay, terrific. So I will give you really kind of the entirety of what is going on out here. There is security, but it is not. It is security that is tied to Medford Little League. So there are cameras here on kind of the corners of the fences. There are a couple of motion sensor lights, but one of them has been out of batteries for some length of time, and the other one kind of flicks on as you walk under it. There is nothing outside the building you necessarily need to worry about. It's aggressively abandoned. There aren't even any like rusted cars here. This is just a place that closed. And there are a couple of outbuildings here in addition to the L-shaped building. It looks like one is a utility shed and one looked like a security shed. Either or both of them are in good enough condition that folks could, camp out in there and still have eyes on the building if they wanted to. In terms of getting in, all of the doors to the building, there's like kind of a main door into an office area, several doors into the factory itself, and then a couple of large kind of garage doors. All of them are heavily padlocked, but nothing that some combination of explosives and swords or smart lock picking couldn't dislodge. So, wandering around is pretty easy. Getting in is pretty easy. Keeping eyes on the place is pretty easy.
It sounds pretty easy.
Yeah. In terms of what's inside, Mindy, I will let you ask one question from the Investigate a Mystery list.
What is being concealed?
Yeah. So, the kind of the thing that alerted you to dangers beyond just an anti-sleep curse is the fact that John G. Smith and all the other John Smiths knew they needed to patrol this place and had no idea that there was a curse to begin with. So something in that building apparently is a big enough threat that they need to keep people out of it. So you, of course, cast a pretty wide mental net to see if you can get a sense of what, if anything, is in there. And the thing that is being concealed is that there is something alive but not conscious in that building. You think it's asleep. Or...
That would make sense.
Yeah. Inactive. Slumbering.
Would it make sense? Because you can't sleep in there. Hmm?
Yeah, people can't.
Hmm.
Let's go inside and see what it is.
Okay.
Go make a new friend.
Sure.
I never thought that.
So how do you want to get into the building?
I suggest we do something like picking the locks. That way it's not easy to follow us in for someone else unsuspecting who might get cursed.
Oh, that's very thoughtful.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Who wants to try picking a lock?
I mean, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the best one for it, but I'll try it.
Might as well. That's going to be an act under pressure roll. 2d6 plus cool.
Yeah. Come on, Darby. Come on.
6.
Come on. Darby.
Trying to use my sword. Point of it.
There is a counter that I want us to all be aware of.
Oh, like a
Uh-oh.
kitchen counter?
Like a Blaseball counter. On strike 3, whatever living entity is in there becomes aware of your presence. Strike 1. It's still outside. What do you want to do? Yeah, you try, like, you've seen videos on the internet of like how to pick locks, and you do it. And the lock is old, the lock is rusty, the lock is tricky to manipulate.
This is not my strong suit. Maybe being thoughtful wasn't as important as I thought.
Are there any windows to the building?
There are. They are kind of those very old security windows, kind of like thick pane of glass with thin ribbons of metal through it. You could almost certainly smash out a window, kick it down, something like that.
If we maybe smashed out a window that's up high, it still wouldn't be that easy to follow.
That's true. Yeah. And we can always board it up again if we need to.
All right. Who wants to roll for a window smash?
That feels like Zlobs territory.
What? Why
Sure.
me? What did I do?
Destruction.
Okay, you said not to be constructive. You open this can of worms.
All right. This is
I jumped through.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna have you roll cool.
Yeah, that's how cool is that?
That is pretty cool. All right, 2d6 plus cool.
Yeah.
On a full success, we don't raise the counter up. On a partial, you do, but still get through.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
9.
All right.
I know.
So yeah, how do you smash through the window? You blow it up. You have Darby toss you through. What's it look like?
Oh, I do get a running start, and I just tumbersault and go with my most padded part of me first, and it's my head, and we're going through.
Yeah, so you essentially launch yourself like a stone from a catapult and kind of somersault smash through this window. And yeah, sure enough, you're inside and clear the glass off of the sill and yourself. And soon enough, everyone else can join you.
Mm-hmm. And I did stick the landing. Thank you.
Of course you did.
10 out of 10, Zlobs.
Oh, thank you so much.
We are at
10.
strike 2.
Oh,
9
9 out of 10.
And now you're inside. The air in here has not moved in a very, 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 very long time. It is not necessarily choking smoke because there's no smoke at all. Everything is settled, but kind of the kick up of the window and the shattering of the window and all of you getting in has kind of moved around the dust. And it's just so dry and so chalky in here. There are old chemical smells, but they don't come out right away. They come out as you walk around, as you touch things. In essence, this place has been in some degree of stasis for several decades, if not a whole century.
Ugh.
It's with the sun now setting. Now that you're inside, there's no natural source of light in here, and there's no power, and so everything just gets very dark. But before it does, you get a general lay of the land. There's a cluster of rooms that you made it into kind of the overall like factory floor or like plant floor, and then kind of down the other end you're kind of in the middle at like the intersection of the L shape, like the corner of the L shape. Down the long end is what looks like a kind of walled off area behind which there are some kind of offices or meeting rooms or bedrooms or something. And then everything really between there and you, and then the other side of the L, is just equipment. Vats of various sizes. None of them are smaller than a car, but they all vary in sizes. There are slides, rails, strange old machines that you can't comprehend what they could possibly be for. It's very alien in here, and it's because you don't know how to make rubber or bricks or anything like that. And so, yeah, you're not sure how all of this necessarily works. But what do you want to do now that you're in here?
Brick fort, brick fort, brick fort.
I think we should maybe set up a small camp and lights so we can get to snacking.
Yeah. Are there any like wooden boxes or anything amongst all the equipment?
Sure.
Because I think I'd like to make, like put together maybe in one of those vats or maybe with some of the bricks, make like a little fire pit and light it so that we have light in the center of the building.
Yeah, that's a good idea. 2d6 plus sharp. Your ability to do this is not in question. It's just a question of whether you can make something that is good enough that you don't need to worry about it anymore.
7.
So you're going to have to feed this thing, or else it'll go out. The trick is not kind of the abundance of wood in here. You find plenty, but a lot of the wood is so. In terms of things that could be hauled out of here and moved elsewhere, that's been done 100 years ago. So the stuff that's still here is stuff that either was bolted to the ground or people didn't want. So what that means is a lot of these boxes contain some kind of like dry powder chemicals or things that have since congealed solid. And so when you're prying these old boxes apart for wood, a lot of them are covered in various substances that once you light it on fire creates thick choking black smoke or a smell that makes you think you're going to get sick from this. So the process is, involves you kind of like chipping away bits of wood from larger pieces and finding the cleanest wood you can to burn. So it just takes a while to keep this thing going. But after some time, it's now, by the way, well past sunset and into the early evening. But there is a fire going, and I'll put it to you this way. At least one of you at any given point needs to be actively feeding this fire. We don't have to decide who it is or anything, but if all of you decided to, leave for an hour, the fire would be out by the time you got back, and it would be very hard to relight.
Slobs?
Yes.
That's a pretty impressive fortress you made with the bricks.
Oh, thank you. I'm going for a neoclassical Roman style.
What? A neoclassical Roman style? What is that?
Have you ever seen like Hadrian's Wall?
Hadrian's Wall? I don't know.
It's a classic fortification.
Please introduce me to Hadrian. I don't know who that is.
I don't know him. He's dead.
Oh. Okay.
Can I go through one of the offices?
Of course you can. So yeah, Zlobs is building a mighty edifice, and Mindy, you wander off. You walk kind of to the far end, and yeah, on the way you just see more of you see molds for bricks. You see things that look like kind of big hammers, and eventually you get to a brick wall within this place, and there's an interior door that you're able to force open or otherwise pick. And yeah, you find yourself in a hallway with doors on either side that looks to be a collection of offices.
Do they have nameplates on the doors or titles?
They do. There's an infirmary room. There are a couple of rooms with there's an infirmary room, there's a clerk's room, there's a supplier room, and then there's a room that just says president owner.
Oh, perfect. I will go into the office of president owner.
Sure. This one takes a little more of a minute to open, but you have nothing but time, so eventually you're able to force the door. And yeah, you walk in. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for around here, or do you just want to get a sense of what went on?
I just want to snoop.
Sure.
See if there's any reading material in the desk.
All right. Let's investigate a mystery. 2d6 plus sharp.
9.
Alrighty.
8. Sorry.
8. You can ask. You can find an item that is of interest, or you can ask one question from the investigate a mystery list.
What here is not what it seems?
Yeah, that would be the hidden pedal under the desk that releases some kind of latch that would open a secret door.
Haha. Excellent. I open the secret door.
There's, kind of a hiss of some mix of air being released and a chain and a counterweight moving around. And somewhere, not in this room, but somewhere nearby, you hear the grinding sound of a heavy door swinging open.
Oh. Here I go. La 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 la.
Yep.
Darby, Zlobs, did you hear that?
Huh? No, I was too busy making
I
my
heard it,
second
Morgan.
wall.
Oh, okay. You heard it. Oh, Darcy.
Yeah, I heard something.
Mathers, did you? Mathers?
Mindy?
Oh, Mindy went to Snoop.
Oh, well,
It was probably her.
maybe she found something. I don't know. Zlobs, is your wall good enough for like a fortress in case we have to run? I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna grab some goldfish rather, and head towards.
Oh wait,
Mather.
do you want gold fingers or goldfish? I have both.
You have both?
Of course I do.
I want both.
Yeah.
I thought they only sold Goldfingers around Halloween, Zlobs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you stockpiled them?
Yeah, which year do you want? They age well. Don't give me that.
Okay. All right, let's go find Mathers.
All right, so you all head out and as a team, and you sure enough see kind of the path of destruction's the wrong word, but the path of forced egress into kind of the office section, into the president's office, and you look around in here, and it's a place that's been pretty well kind of tossed through, but you can't find Mindy, and the door to the infirmary is open. And you head in there, and yeah, this infirmary is bigger than the president's office, probably by a factor of 2. There are kind of these slab tile covered beds, the wrong word, benches, some very old equipment mounted to the wall. Looks like late 19th, early 20th century medical equipment. And then something that looks like a kind of a shower stall or a closet, but it's got kind of an accordion style metal door. And you look at that, you have some light source, whether it's Morgan or one of you has a flashlight or something. And you open this like kind of metal accordion style door, and you see the trap door. It's in the floor of this closet. And it is not a ladder down, it is a slide.
I jump in.
Mathers?
Zlobs, is Mathers down there?
Mindy? Is Mindy down there?
Zlobs? Zlobs?
Yeah, Mindy, you sure enough, you are in a position to see and or hear Zlobs take the slide down as well. Do you make yourself known to him?
I move out of the way so he doesn't crash into me, and I wait until he's at the bottom of the side, and then I do scare him.
Whew. Like Zlobs is a little bounce. It's kind of steep. So he's like, thump, 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 thump. Okay. Mindy?
Zlobs.
Ah! he jumps. He like is there a light above? Like
No.
on? No.
It's dark.
Well, not a light, but like a light fixture.
Sure.
Yeah, he's holding onto it like and rocking back and forth,
Swinging like a chandelier whose heart is beating 150 a minute.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Scooby Dooing, if you will.
Thank you.
Would you
Okay,
like to go
Darcy?
next, Morgan?
I don't know if I want to go. Where is it? Are we going to get back?
I mean, worst case, we probably just like climb back up this slide, but if you want to stay back, you can. We can get out of anything, Morgan.
Go ahead, Darcy.
Okay. I'll see you down there. Maybe.
And then
I hope.
she
Bye.
bricks it up like the cask of
Oh no.
And sure enough, you are all joined. It is everything here is, you are below ground now. There are no windows letting in even starlight. It is a level of darkness such that you cannot see your hand an inch in front of your face. It is darkness so dark that it swallows up the light from whatever it is you're shining.
uh-oh.
Yeah, the further you get from the slide, which you look up and you realize this is going to be awfully challenging to get back up. It's a narrow chute more than a slide on a slight angle. You are in a room of indeterminate size full of things that you cannot see or hear.
This is a little spookier than I anticipated.
I'm gonna walk further into the room.
Sure.
I'll put my hand out on the wall and drag it along so I can tell where I am.
2d6 plus sharp, or if you want to reach out using your mind to get a sense of things, 2d6 plus weird.
I'll reach out using my mind.
Okay. A partial success will be strike 3.
Okie dokie. Is a full failure strike 3 as well? Just to clarify.
John said a partial.
Full failure moves things right along.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It's a 6. Let's be
Uh.
honest. It's a 6.
Mindy, say a name. Zlobs, Morgan, Darby, or Mindy.
Zlobs.
Everyone knew it. The poor boy, still scared, sitting on top of his chandelier.
Zlobs, eventually you feel the chandelier, well, the kind of the naked light start to pull from the wall, and so it is with great reluctance that you let go and drop to the floor.
Thump.
What
Ow.
is your light source, if any?
Oh, I have like these little like little LED flashlights on the side of my sunglasses.
Yep. You start moving forward. You kind of swing the light over and see Mindy kind of walking along the wall. Morgan and Darby are working together and kind of feeling some kind of apparatus down here. You start kind of walking out another direction. It's big down here.
It's
And
pretty big down here.
dusty.
It's pretty dusty down here.
The LED flashlights, normally if you're in low light, these things would be great. But you are in such enveloping darkness that it really just casts these thin beams, and everything else is kind of choked by smoke. You've got maybe 5 feet ahead of you at any given point. There's a box on the wall. It looks like it would be in good shape, except for the fact that something punched it so hard it dented it. You can see knuckle prints in it.
Huh.
You open it up, and there was a collection of tools in here. You could tell by the outlines left on the various hooks. Saws, blades, puncturing tools. All gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, I use my genius to count how many there are.
2d6 plus cool.
9.
Yeah, what you're looking at is not so much tools as a Civil War era field surgery box.
Well, these are creepy and ineffective. Thank you, modern science and math and medicine.
You walk ahead, the sound of your teammates getting lesser and lesser. They could be 5 feet from you or 50 feet from you, and you don't know, but you're getting a lay of this place. There's a big hole in the middle of this area you're in with a big, heavy iron gate over it, almost like a cistern, maybe.
Huh. Can I light a flare?
Yeah.
A flare is just a controlled explosive.
Mm-hmm. That gives you light. Enough light to see the face immediately in front of yours.
Uh-oh.
It screams smoky black rage at you and tries to pull out your throat. Okay. You are going to be actively attacked by a being that you do not yet have an idea about. What do you want to do?
Oh, defensive maneuver. I want to just try to take like a I'm gonna use my shotgun the first time ever, and like use it to hold it open, to hold the mouth open. Not gonna shoot it, just to like put it in there.
Gotcha. This will give you time, I think, to assess the situation. If this is defense, this is you assessing. So, read a bad situation, please.
Read a bad situation. Okay. Read a bad situation. Oh, it's tactical genius proc.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. 13.
Okay. You can ask 3 questions from the read a bad situation list, or as a tactical genius, you can ask 1 question of literally whatever you want.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. What's the best way out?
The best way out is not the way you came in. In fact, you're pretty sure, and this is when, by the way, time slows down for you when you start your machinations. There is a giant screaming mouth trying to murder you, but time still slows down enough that you Sherlock Holmes your way through all the eventualities. That chute is the way it is because people that were tossed down here were not meant to escape. So trying to climb up the chute is not the best way. It specifically can't. The best way out is through a heavily secured and magically warded door further into the room that leads up to a staircase that takes you to one of the outbuildings.
What's the most vulnerable to me?
The most vulnerable to you, it's not that door. That's a tough door. The most vulnerable thing to you would probably be the thing attacking you itself.
Great. Are there dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah.
Great.
There are 2 more of them.
What? Excuse me. 2 more. How big is this mouth? How big is this mouth? Is it like yeah?
It's the size of a human mouth if the human could fully unhinge his jaw. So bite through a big watermelon rind and leave a fist-sized hole.
Ugh. Hate that.
Mindy, Morgan, Darby, wherever you are in this room, you do hear the immediate sound of like struggle and grunting and a scream, but not Zlobs' scream. A dry, awful, miserable, anguished scream.
Just immediately start running toward it, sword drawn.
Okay.
Zlobs, don't stop screaming.
It's okay. It's not hard to not screaming.
Burning bright in here. You are running towards where Zlobs is. I'll put it to you this way. Whatever you do next is going to be done at a -1 because you are moving around in complete darkness and trying to find Zlobs. So what is it that you want to do when you get there?
Is this some sort of creature? I can tell that.
It is something that can scream.
Oh, that's okay. Then I don't want to banish it quite yet. I just want to make a big show of being an angel. I want to impress it into submission.
Okay. So that's going to be I will call that a manipulate someone roll. That's going to be 2d6 plus charm. I'll give you a +1 because, you're going to be an angel and be grand about it, but also a -1 because it is not sentient by the most accurate definition of the word.
Okay. So
evens out, just 2d6 plus your charm.
Oh, 9. Oh, I have -1 charm, almost a 10.
Okay. This thing is incapable of being scared, but with the giant brass wings and the flaming sword, you are in essence a giant lantern. And so you're able to get quite a look at this thing. We're going to call it the Shale Man.
The Shale Man.
The Shale Man.
Like a
You
mailman?
see, in essence, only much more awful and not like a mailman in any way.
Okay.
It is somewhere between an incredibly thin man and a ragged skeleton, somewhere in between. Too thin to be a thin man, too thick to be a skeleton. Its skin or covering or whatever is gray. Its mouth is hanging open, and as it screams, soot and shale dust come out.
Oh.
It is acting with pure desire to kill Zlobs. You can't read its mind or its intentions, but you know what it looks like when one creature is trying to kill another, and that's what this thing is.
Okay, it's time to banish it then.
Fair enough. You will do that next turn. Morgan, Mindy, what do either of you want to do?
Does it have a mind?
2d6 plus weird, please.
7. No, sorry, 9. Wait, 10. I'll upgrade that one to a 10.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Upgrade?
Okay.
Great.
Upgrade?
It used to have a mind because this thing used to be a human being.
Oh.
It is dead. What you see is its husk fueled entirely by pulsing, undying hatred.
Ooh.
Okay. That's enough to grab onto. Let's see if we can change its personality.
Oh my god.
2d6 plus weird minus 2. This is unbelievably difficult, but possible.
5.
All right.
5? Oh no. Oh no. So much can go wrong right now.
Okay. Mindy, I want you to describe to me what you think would be fair for failing a roll to try to change the personality of a specter fueled by hatred.
That's so mean.
Well,
That's so mean, sir.
I guess it would be fair for it to backfire and for me to take on the personality of the thing I was trying to affect.
I think that is fair. Mindy, you are consumed by an intense, burning hatred of the people that trapped you in this room. You hate this factory. You hate the owners of this factory. You hate that you have not seen your family. You hate that you are going to die here. And if you could tear this place down brick by bloody brick, you would. Morgan, your turn. What do you want to do?
All right, so I take off running towards the exit because this is pretty terrifying, and I think that I can get out. But then I'm kind of noticing all of these different things that are happening. I especially notice when O'Darcy flares up a light, and I can see the creature for what it is. And I want to try something a little strange.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I'm going to separate my feet, and I'm going to try and heal it.
Ooh.
2d6 plus weird. This is a use magic roll.
Come on. There we go. It's 10.
Oh.
Yeah. You heal it. So I'm going to give you an option in terms of how you want this mechanic to work. What is your objective here? To essentially remove it from the world, to change its mind, to alleviate its pain? What do you want to do?
I feel like hatred is just a scar on what used to be a soul, and if you heal that scar, then the soul can be free.
Fair enough. Yeah. You heal it 1, which is the equivalent of hastening its departure by a level by 2. There is a number. I'll tell you. I think you've kind of seen what it is. This thing has the equivalent of 10 harm to be dispatched. Your heal has reduced that to 8. Yeah, you kind of put out your hands and kind of bathe the thing in healing energy, and chunks of its back fall off. This thing does not scream or recoil in pain when it happens. It's almost like its knees buckle for a moment before it recommits to the act of trying to pull out Zlobs' throat. Zlobs, you're up. What do you want to do?
All right. So like I imagine like its like mouth is like on the shotgun. Like I like shoved it in its mouth.
Yep.
I try to one-hand it and try to stuff a grenade down there.
Sure. That is going to be a kick some butt roll, 2d6 plus tough with a grenade.
Mm-hmm. That is a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you jam a grenade into its giant open maw and kind of shove it.
Incendiary, please. Incendiary.
Oh, of course. And the top half of this thing lights on fire.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, this is providing a lot of smoky, awful, choking light, but light nonetheless. This thing is a pair of torch with legs. Or a torch with a pair of legs, rather. Its arms are flailing around, still trying to kill you. But
and
I
kind of stumble back and like where Mindy is. I'm like, oh, well, that was. I'll buy us a moment.
I'm gonna go for Zlobs.
Yeah, you probably should. Kick some butt, please. 2d6 plus tough.
Four.
Okay. A big knife.
I'm specifically trying to steal all of Zlobs' grenades.
Yep. Zlobs. Mindy lunges forward, grabs the strap with your bandolier of grenades and starts trying to cut it away with the knife.
What? Is she doing a good job?
You instinctually know how to defend yourself from someone trying to steal grenades. It happens more often than you would like.
It's true.
Mindy is just wildly cutting at the straps.
Can I just pick her up?
After the pressure. 2d6 plus cool.
11.
You lift Mindy in the air.
Hey, put me down. Put me down.
No.
Put me down. Let me do this, Zlobs. I'm gonna stab downward with my big knife.
Gotcha. Mindy and Zlobs are going to be embroiled in some degree of asymmetrical warfare for the next little bit. Darby, your turn. What do you want to do? There is a burning torch of a smoky, shaly corpse that is trying to find someone to kill.
Yeah. I kind of got the sense I could feel sort of what Morgan was trying to do, so I feel really bad. So I just kind of like look over and say, "I'm sorry, Morgan, there's no time." And then I draw back my sword and hit it to banish it into whatever realm it'll end up in.
Got it. That is probably fair. 2d6 plus tough.
Is it fair?
8.
Okay. Yeah. You kind of kick the thing back with your boot and kind of hold up the sword and go through the process of the banishment. And this thing takes it doesn't wink out of existence. What it does instead is start shedding layers. And every time it sheds a layer, you get a kind of distinct burst of like dry air and also anger kind of washing over you like an oscillating fan that keeps like blowing on every pass. It just again and again. You kind of instinctually like bring up one of your wings to shield you and Morgan from it. And after some seconds, the thing eventually collapses into a smoldering, inert pile. Morgan, 2d6 plus sharp.
1 second. That is a 13, I think.
Oh.
Okay. In the light of Darby's divine power and in the conflagration of the Shale Man, you see 3 things of consequence. Another Shale Man locked away in a cage. A Shale Man locked away in a cage that is in the process of failing, and Mindy yelling at Zlobs while trying to grab his grenades.
No.
I want to perform a healing ritual.
Sure. I think that's fair. 2d6 plus weird. I'll put it to you this way. Did you roll?
I did.
Okay. Well, before you tell me, for dramatic effect, a full success means you do this before dawn. A partial means you don't.
And what of a failure?
A failure, that thing that's trying to get out of the cage gets out.
All right. Well, I got an 8.
You realize, Morgan, that the situation here is about to get bad. Very bad. With one or more of these things coming out, with Mindy almost certainly dealing with the ramifications of her own mental shenanigans. And you're fighting in unfamiliar territory with no light. And so you, as quick as you can, kind of cast out a bunch of magical energy to create more or less a bubble of magical healing that more or less just slows everything down. Mindy and Zlobs kind of stop fighting as a profound, weighty lethargy kind of sinks over them. The Shale Man that's trying to rip out of its cage for the first time in 100 years kind of slumps down, and bits of him start to fall off. Darby, you see Morgan doing this, and you two are kind of slowed down by it. While everyone here is about to go into a semi-awake dream state, because of course you can't fully sleep in here. You start looking and thinking, oh my God, if this takes as long as I think it will, they're going to be down here until dawn. You realize that stopping this would probably be a bad idea for a few reasons. So what is it that you do?
Oh. I want everybody out. But I can't do this alone, so I won't. So I'm gonna call my army and tell everybody else to leave.
Let's not roll for that. It's dawn. Morgan, Mindy, Zlobs, the three of you wake up. Early morning sun in your face. You're outside.
Am I still full of hatred?
Not unless you want to be. You are full of hatred only to the extent that you would prefer to be.
Only my own hatred.
Only your own.
Non-supernaturally.
Yeah. Zlobs, Morgan, Mindy, you all wake up well rested, in point of fact. The healing ritual worked, Morgan. What you don't expect is why in heaven's name you're suddenly outside. Zlobs?
Oh yeah, there's a big knife sticking out of my shoulder, but it doesn't hurt.
No.
Oh, I'll get that out later.
Sorry.
What's impressive is Mindy was eventually able to work it through the armor.
Oh, it was
like a quarter inch in.
Ow.
The three of you are outside, and if you'll allow me, if you'll allow me a bit of artistic liberty, I'd like to narrate what happens. Morgan, because you and Zlobs and Mindy, the three of you, kind of know the entrance back in through the outbuilding, and so you force the lock and go in, and the building that looked like a security shed was, in point of fact, a secret entrance to this underground holding area.
You're right.
And so you climb down a ladder. You open up the door. This time, all of you have flares, headlamps. There's even light trickling down the staircase. You walk in through this giant lab, prison, resting place, and see Darby sitting cross-legged in front of the two cells, a pile of shale in each. She, of course, has not slept.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did the spell work? Why did we end up outside asleep? What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know yet if the curse worked, but we were able to get you out before sunrise. So
I go over, I give Darby a hug, and I take out my pocket pancakes that I made the previous day, and I give it to her.
thanks, Zlobs.
I was saving it for the morning.
Thank you. I'm sorry I had to force you all out.
Did you wingway us? Oh,
No.
oh, good. Ugh.
I can't do that anymore.
Sometime later, about 20 or so minutes, Nana Mathers is waiting for all of you on the front lawn. She looks and kind of points a finger at you, Darby, and says, "Just you or everyone?"
Just me. But it was a close call. I had to call in some backup to take them out of the building.
Okay. I think I have everything I need. We can do this here, or we can do this anywhere you want where you would be the most comfortable.
Let's do it now.
You head into the backyard. Even though it is early, it is already warm. In the above-ground pool, floating is one of those inflatable loungers. It is in the little squishy cup holders are a pair of unbelievably powerful magnets. And then hovering above the in-ground pool is some kind of crystal held aloft with, you guessed, some kind of artificial anti-gravity. She hands you a large glass of a combination of things you've tasted before, some of her earlier attempts at a sleeping potion. But this is a different texture and has other things in it too. We're going to now take a kitchen sink approach to this thing. Down the hatch, sweetie.
Wait, before you go to who? Sorry,
Yeah.
who is the backup? Who helped you out?
My angel friends. I called in the army and they pushed you out. They just gathered everyone up and they got you out.
Oh,
You climb up the little ladder to the above ground pool, and Nana Mathers uses a pool skimmer to kind of pull the lounger over, and you climb into it. With her direction, you put one of each of your hands on the really, really powerful magnets in the cup holders, and she uses the pool skimmer to kind of push you out into the middle of the pool. You're staring up at that crystal. It hurts your eyes. You are feeling heavy now. At some point, Nana Mathers handed it to you, but you don't remember when she did in the last minute or so. But it's that real heavy piece of paper that you wrote down something specific from your last night's sleep. What was it? What did you write down?
It was the title to a play that me and Zlobs and Mindy and Morgan and my brother Declan and Jess Who all put on in one of my dreams, called it was called The Longstock Players Present The Sunflowers Beat the Carnations.
And you're reading that and you think, is this title too long? No, it's perfect. It's perfect. This is good. And you're in the pool and you're thinking about that. You're looking at that. And there's a splashing to your left, and you look over and Declan is there, which is not a surprise to you, Darby. He's in kind of a floating upright lounge chair, holding a copy of the script that you wrote. This is good, sister, but I have notes. Everything.
I want to hear all of them.
Everything from here to here, I think you're giving me too much credit as a singer. And he kind of turns and you look, and as you start to read what you wrote, you realize the words don't necessarily make sense. And you're like, okay, I'll make a note that I should change that into something that people could read. You hear a band tuning up behind you, and you and Declan just kind of start making notes with a red pen, or maybe it's purple, you don't know. Kind of changing the pages. Declan laughs, you laugh. He looks at you, kind of pats you on the forearm and says, this is going to be fun. Mindy, Morgan, Zlobs, you're standing there watching Darby stone cold asleep. We'll end it right there. Nadir Island.
Oh no.
A being of inconceivable power that is manifested by choice as a large pile of writhing black snakes glides its way through the small town on the island, observing, smelling the flowers, looking at the sky. He pauses and realizes that something is different today. In a thousandth of a heartbeat, which for him is an eternity, he figures out what it is. And in his mind, in every language that has ever been spoken, he thinks to himself, good for her.
Okay, Mindy.
Yeah?
Mindy, it didn't work. You have to pull harder.
I don't
Mindy, pull harder. You did
I don't
this.
think you're supposed to do it this way.
You did this, Mindy.
Okay, you ready?
No.
Do you want me to count or do you want me to just do it?
I just want you to do it. Why are you just pull harder?
Okay, 1.
I thought
Did
they
you
weren't
say
going to
don't count?
count.
Okay,
They did
sorry.
not count.
Okay, pulling now.
Okay. Ow. Okay. You
it's-
you know how sometimes, like when we were younger, we had those baby teeth, and you would
Yeah.
tie like a string around the tooth, and then like would open a door.
Mm-hmm.